So in the previous video, the accused was already arrested after the victim, the minor, reported the matter to the barangay. And the next thing that happened was that the uh, Dr. Evelyn Macapagal of the Laguna Provincial Hospital examined the minor and found the following: pelvic exam, normal, external genitalia, nulliparous outlet, nulliparous outlet, vagina admits 2 fingers with ease, cervix close, firm, non-tender body of uterus, small, no adnexal mass, no tenderness, with vaginal bleeding or menstruation. So basically, this was the findings of Dr. Evelyn Macapagal. So this will be material later, but let us discuss it, uh, its materiality at the right time. In interpreting her findings, Dr. Macapagal testified that normally, vagina admits 1 finger with difficulty. But in the case at bar, in this case, the minor's vagina admits 2 fingers with ease. That means not normal for her. Her hymen is not intact anymore. This is according to the doctor. Accused, on the other hand, tried to attribute motives for the filing of the complaint against him. So the accused was the defense of the accused was to set up the defense that the minor has motives to file this case against him. He claimed that a certain Susan de Guzman, an employee of Pagasa, an organization that arranges for foster parents to give financial help to deserving beneficiaries, instigated Christie, the minor, to file the rape case, rape complaint against him. According to the accused, Susan de Guzman had a special interest in the prosecution of the case against him because of a misunderstanding brought about by a $500 remittance from Christie's foster parent, in which the minor only got 2,000 pesos. The accused also claimed that a certain Rosita Erasga of the DSWD at Bay Laguna instigated the filing of the complaint against him, allegedly because of misunderstanding with regard to the construction of the Pinatubo housing project at Bay Laguna, of which he was the foreman. So basically, the accused was saying that the minor was just making up the charges. She had other motives. So, accused also cast aspersions on Christie's character, the minor's character, by suggesting that she had two boyfriends named Dorothea and Gary, as evidenced by a letter signed by Gary and a bus ticket. The minor's mother corroborated the accused's testimony. So basically, the mother sided with the accused, her common law husband, and did not believe her daughter. She stated that on the day in question, she was at home washing clothes while the accused was working at Silang, Cavite. On that very same day, she claimed that the minor went to school for her citizen army training, CAT. But when she verified from the minor's school advisor whether she really attended her CAT, she was told that the minor was absent. She likewise averred that a certain Doroteo and a lesbian named Teresa were courting the minor. So, other people testified also for on the day that the minor was raped. There were other witnesses. Jeffrey de la Cuesta, the half-brother of the victim, the minor, testified that on the day his sister, the minor, the victim, was allegedly raped, she attended her CAT while his father was in Dasmariñas, Cavite, working. He testified that he, together with his brothers and sisters, was at home during the date in question. So basically, what they are trying to say is that it is impossible for the alleged rape to happen because in the first place, the mother, The siblings were all at home. How can it be possible to rape the minor, for the accused to rape the minor when everyone was home? So, Noel Calle, accused's co-worker, the co-worker of the accused, also claimed that on August 10, 1996, he and the accused worked overtime at Silang, Cavite. So basically, another alibi to say that the rape could have never happened because they were working overtime. Uh, Finding the accused, basically the trial court now at this point of the Supreme Court decision found the accused guilty beyond reasonable doubt of rape. The trial court sentenced him to death and to pay the victim, the minor, 50,000 pesos in damages. So during this time, year 2000, there was still the death penalty. Kay the trial court sentenced him to death and to pay, okay, to death and to pay, no, 50,000 ra, only 50,000 pesos in damages in this automatic review. Now, there is this automatic review because the sentence of the accused found guilty beyond reasonable doubt of rape is death. In cases of death being the sentence, there is automatic review to the Supreme Court. In this automatic review, the accused posits. Okay, let me see. So basically, these are the position of the accused. The trial court erred, no, committed an error in not giving full credit to its own finding that the testimony of Dr. Evelyn Macapagal had no direct and material probative value to prove that a crime of rape was committed. So basically, if you have an evidence, first the battle there is for it to be admitted, no? Admissible. Once it is admitted, the second battle there would be the probative value, no? Its credibility to prove the fact in issue. So, according to the accused, the trial court erred. It committed an error in not giving full credit to its own finding that the testimony of Dr. Evelyn Macapagal had no direct and material probative value. So basically, it was trash according to the accused. No value, and it cannot prove that a crime of rape was committed. Basically, the findings of the doctor was present, but according to them, it was trash. No value. It cannot prove the crime of rape was even committed. Second, according to the accused, the trial court also erred. It committed an error in not discrediting the entire testimony of the complainant, Cristina Gonzalez, the minor, considering that said testimony was different from and contrary to her own sworn statement given to the police. So basically, the theory here is that there are inconsistent facts from the testimony versus the sworn statement, prior sworn statement given by the victim to the police. So these inconsistencies, according to the accused, must be a ground, a reason for the testimony of the complainant, the victim, the complainant, Christina, to be discredited. So it should be trashed because there are factual inconsistencies. So that is the short version of it. Next, the grounds of the accused. Next defense, according to the accused, the trial court committed an error. It erred in not giving weight to the theory of the defense. What is the theory of the defense? That the charge was clearly fabricated. So that is why as we read the facts in maybe in the previous video, the accused always planted motives behind the victim's filing of the complaint against him in order to paint the story that there was really no crime. The filing of the complaint against him was revenge or getting back at him for something that he may for maybe the victim was angry to the accused, no? So there was another motive. It was not really there was really no crime, but the complainant had other motives. So that was the theory raised by the defense, that the charge was clearly fabricated. It was not true. Principally instigated by the DSWD. Okay, kipasangin lang ng DSWD. And Project Pag-asa officials who nurtured anger against the accused appellant. Sorry, my neighbors are noisy. So, the next ground, pasensya na, narata sa balay, pag-record. So, the trial court committed an error. It erred in completely disregarding the testimonies of complainant's own mother, the mother of the victim, the mother of the minor, who happens to be the common law spouse of the accused. So in this case, basically the common law spouse, the wife, common law wife, sided with her common law husband and not with her daughter. So basically, if the crime of rape was really committed, no, it's a very pitiful scenario for the situation, for the daughter. No? Luoy ba? If tinuod. But of course, if dili po tinuod ang rape, oh, luoy po kayo ding accused. No? The problem with rape is most of the time it is a crime committed in private. So it is difficult to have witnesses to prove directly that there was no rape or that rape was committed. No? So you have to rely on circumstantial evidence. So according to the accused, the court should have given credence, no, credibility, weight to the testimony of the complainant's own mother. But according to the accused, the court disregarded the testimony of the complainant's own mother. No? And the half-brother, basically the family of the victim, half-brother and the mother of the victim, testified that there was no rape. No? That no rape was committed because the minor, the victim, Christina, was in school, not at home, and that the accused was working at another place, and that he was also not at home. No? So it was impossible. Both the accused had an alibi. Finally, the defense of the accused was that the trial court erred. It committed an error in not acquitting him, the accused, of the crime charged in the information on the ground of reasonable doubt. Basically, the theory here would be, I have not read further the decision, but it is more that because the accused introduced evidence that the uh, complainant had other motives, and in fact, the complainant in her prior statement and in her testimony had inconsistencies, no, in her statements, and the rest of the family of the complainant testified that the complainant and the accused were both not present at the house on the date that the rape was allegedly committed. No? So that is the final reason of the accused in stating that the trial court erred, committed an error. So those were the main points. No? So this was discussed further, but it is already long. Let's go to the next video.